Okay, welcome back, folks. And I figured it's time to give a bit of an update on the progress on the MGA. So basically, I've got one side of the frame. It's up on its side at the moment, so the lower half is pretty much done as far as the repairs go. I've got, well, in the front section up here, I replaced all three of the floorboard support rails, plus a short section of the toe board support. I also cut out a fair chunk on the side of the frame and repaired that where it was rusted right through. You saw that in previous videos where the rust was up there. But I also found the back section here. I cut out a couple of pieces just along underneath the floorboard rail. So I cut those pieces out and welded in new steel. Now I also replaced. Oops! I just see that I didn't put my angle on there yet. So I've got one more piece to weld on. I'll do that right away. But I replaced the rail along the bottom. I've replaced the rear cross member here. I thought they were good, but when I got looking at it closer, they needed replacing. I also replaced the battery box, and basically I built a new one, and it's a couple of inches longer, so it'll take a slightly larger battery. Just for comparison, you can see roughly how much. If you can see that down there, I'll hold it up here. Anyway, you can see compared to the one on the other side how much longer it is. So that's just about it. I've got one more piece to weld on here, which I have made up, so it won't take very long. And then it'll be time to flip it over and basically just rinse and repeat. The same thing on the other side. I don't think I'm going to have to cut into the frame on this side. I'm going to replace the floorboard support, I think. But in hindsight, I probably could have got away without cutting all that out on the bottom, because the pieces that I cut out were actually still structurally fairly strong. So anyway, that's where I'm at. Well, my camera ran out of battery, so I don't think I got all of the footage that I wanted. But I've got my piece made up to set in the frame. I've got the frame cut, so I'm basically ready to weld that piece in. But I think I'm going to pull it out of there and see if I can figure out a way to get inside that frame and push that dent out. Got to come up with some kind of an idea. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Okay, trying to get the dent out of the bottom of that frame. I'm working through the cutout that I made to patch the rust in the frame. And so this is what I came up with. And if you look at my clamp, I don't think I can put any more force on it than that. So I've got to, I don't know if I'm going to use a bit of heat or what I'm going to do. The power just went out. Great. Oh, back on. I don't know if I'm going to use a little bit of heat to try and get that to come out. That won't be too good with the wood inside there, but I don't know. Okay, with a bar on the inside and a bar on the outside and several clamps, using the torches, I've got it fairly close to back out and straight. We'll see when I take the clamps off. I got to let things cool off just a bit before I start handling everything. But hopefully... Okay, well, I'm finally happy with that. I think I've got it pretty straight. And what I finally ended up doing, I broke down and finally put a hole through the bottom. I'll weld that back up, but it wouldn't be the end of the world if I didn't, because there are other drainage holes in the bottom of the frame anyway. But I'll plug that. But what I did is I put a plate on the back side, and I used this channel that I had on the top side to bridge across, because otherwise this seam wouldn't have let me pull it up. And just tightened the bolt down with an impact and brought it right up. Okay, so I've got it flipped over. I'm ready to start on the other side. I leave the crane in place just for safety. So on this side, I'm going to have to cut out in here, obviously, because that's rusted right through. On the back section, it's hard to say. I won't make a final decision on that until I get that rail off. I'll replace that for sure. Looks like I might have one little pinhole down in here. I've got some fairly deep pitting, so I might just replace a little bit up here. The rest of the way, the pitting doesn't look nearly as deep. I'll have to patch or repair this back corner again. I see that it's rusted through here. There's some pinholes. But not quite as bad as the other side, but not far off. Okay, I have washed the whole frame down with the degreaser, and next step what I'm going to do is, there's a couple of areas right in here. I don't know how well you can see it, but the pitting was quite a bit heavier along there than anywhere else. I'm going to treat that with muriatic acid. So I'm going to go ahead and do it right away while the water is still on there. I'm putting it on straight, so that'll give it a little bit of dilution. And I'll let that sit for about a half an hour. I'll rinse that. And then I'm going to treat the entire frame with vinegar, with the industrial strength. It's just double strength. I'm only using 10% vinegar. That's all I could get. So the vinegar I'm going to put on full strength. And yeah, I'll treat the entire frame. And then on to the painting. Okay, I've been saying all along that I was going to use vinegar. I've changed my mind. I've decided I might as well finish up the metal prep that I have. Hopefully I have enough to do the whole frame. If not, then I'll switch to the vinegar. I've already treated this. You can see how yellow looking it is, orange, I guess. And that's basically from the muriatic acid. Now, I did rinse it off, but it does leave behind a bit of a residue. This will as well. So I'm going to wash over the whole frame with the metal prep. I'm going to do this underside first, then I'll lay it down. I'll do the whole top side. I've got to try to keep the whole thing wet for half an hour. I don't know how that's going to work out. It's an awful lot to do all at once, but I'm going to try. And then I'll have to rinse it off. Okay, that should pretty much do it. And now it has to dry. And then I can paint. Okay, well, here goes. Time to paint. Okay, well, I don't think I got too much on me. I got a lot on the frame. I'm going to give this time to set up a little bit to get tacky. I'm going to give it another coat, everything that I can here right now. Then I'll lay it down and I'll do the areas that I couldn't get. So 2 coats on everything that I can reach, lay it down, and 2 coats on everything that I can't reach right now. I've left a few spots unpainted to make it a little easier to handle the thing. Same thing at the back. I got 1 spot that I haven't touched, and they're both areas that are going to be very easy to paint on all sides after the fact, after when it's back down flat. And yeah, so now this needs some time. The second time around, I'll start at the back again because that took over an hour to go through the whole thing. And I'll have to do it all again. So if I give it another hour and then start at the back again, it should be all right. I guess I'll know when I come back out and do a touch test. But anyway, off to have some lunch. Okay, here we go again, round 2. It's still tacky, but it's not transferring, so that's perfect for putting on the second coat. And I won't record too much of this because you won't even be able to see what I've done and what I haven't done. But take my word for it, that's what I'm doing. There it is, in paint. I used up all of the first can, and I just got into a second can of the POR 15. But that's it. That's, for me, is a major milestone, because now it starts going back together. Now, a piece at a time, as I restore it, or buy it, whatever I need to do, it can go on the chassis, and it just starts going back together. So I'm pretty excited about that. But all in all, I laid it down and got the other side that I couldn't reach when it was up on its side. So, yep, I'm pretty pumped. So I'm going to wrap the video on the frame up here. I've also finished off the front frame extension, which will be in a video of its own. So if you want to see that one, then just like and subscribe, and come on back, and we'll carry on restoring Dolly, my 1959 MGA Roadster. Thanks for watching.